Chapter 10.
Computer Ethics. There are a number of computers-based ethical dilemmas that are frequently discussed. One set of issues deals with some of the new ethical dilemmas that have emerged or taken on new form with the rise of the Internet and social networking. There are now many ways to gain information about others that were not available or easily available earlier. Thus, ethical issues about storage of personal information are now becoming an ever-increasing problem. With more storage of personal data for social networking arises the problem of selling that information for monetary gain. This gives rise to different ethical situations regarding access, security, and the use of hacking in positive and negative situations. Internet privacy. Internet privacy is one of the key issues that has emerged since the evolution of the World Wide Web. Millions of Internet users often expose personal information on the Internet in order to sign up or register for thousands of different possible things. This act has exposed themselves on the Internet in ways some may not realize. In other cases, individuals who do not expose themselves, but rather the government or large corporations, companies, small businesses on the Internet leave personal information of their clients, citizens, or just general people exposed on the Internet. There is an ongoing discussion about what privacy means and if it is still needed. With the increase in social networking sites, more and more people are allowing their private information to be shared publicly. On the surface, this may be seen as someone listing private information about them on a social networking site, but below the surface, it is the site that could be sharing the information, not the individual. This is the idea of an opt-in versus opt-out situation. There are many privacy statements that state whether there is an opt-in or an opt-out policy. Typically, an opt-in privacy policy means that the individual has to tell the company issuing the private policy whether they want their information shared or not. Opt-out means that their information will be shared unless the individual tells the company not to share it. Internet control. Given the Internet's vastness and ease of accessibility, the amount of users it sees regularly grows very fast every day. People from all over the world are finally accepting the Internet as a means of common access to their information, news, social networking, and personal entertainment. The term Internet control, however, is a rather broad. It includes both censorship and surveillance. As such, it is sensitive to violations of both the right to freedom of expression and the right to privacy. With the Internet's massive popularity, power struggles of the world have begun to transfer onto the Internet, and the issue of Internet control becomes more prevalent. Independent users, businesses, search engines, and any possible source of information is trying to control, manipulate, bias, and censor their information on the Internet, whether they realize it or not. Computer reliability. In computer networking, a reliable protocol is one that provides reliability properties with respect to the delivery of data to the intended recipients, as opposed to an unreliable protocol which does not provide notifications to the sender as to the delivery of transmitted data. A reliable multicast protocol may ensure reliability on a per-recipient basis, as well as provide properties that relate the delivery of data to different recipients, example, total order, atomicity, or virtual synchrony. Reliable protocols typically incur more overhead than unreliable protocols, and as a result are slower and less scalable. Copyright. Copyright is a legal concept enacted by most governments, giving the creator of an original work exclusive rights to it, usually for a limited time. Generally, it is the right to copy, but also gives the copyright holder the right to be credited for the work, to determine who may adapt the work to other forms, who may perform the work, who may financially benefit from it, and other related rights. Software copyright is the extension of copyright law to machine-readable software. Software copyright is used by proprietary software companies to prevent the unauthorized copying of their software. Free and open source licenses also rely on copyright law to enforce their terms. Software piracy. It is the unauthorized copying of software. Most retail programs are licensed for use at just one computer site or for use by only one user at any time. By buying the software, you become a licensed user rather than an owner. You are allowed to make copies of the program for backup purposes, but it is against the law to give copies to friends and colleagues. Software piracy is all but impossible to stop, although software companies are launching more and more lawsuits against major infractors. Originally, software companies tried to stop software piracy by copy protecting their software. This strategy failed, however, because it was inconvenient for users and was not 100% foolproof. Most software now requires some sort of registration, which may discourage would-be pirates but doesn't really stop software piracy. Some common types of software piracy include counterfeit software, OEM unbundling, soft lifting, hard disk loading, corporate software piracy, and Internet software piracy. Computer crime. Computer crime refers to any crime that involves a computer and a network. The computer may have been used in the commission of a crime, or it may be the target. Net crime refers to criminal exploitation of the Internet. Such crimes may threaten a nation's security and financial health. Issues surrounding this type of crime have become high profile, particularly those surrounding cracking, copyright infringement, child pornography, and child grooming. There are also problems of privacy when confidential information is lost or intercepted, lawfully or otherwise. Internationally, both governmental and non-state actors engage in cybercrimes, including espionage, financial theft, and other cross-border crimes. Activity crossing international borders and involving the interests of at least one nation state is sometimes referred to as cyber warfare. Computer security. Computer security, also known as IT security, is information security as applied to computers and networks. The field covers all the processes and mechanisms by which computer-based equipment, information and services are protected from unintended or unauthorized access, change, or destruction. Computer security also includes protection from unplanned events and natural disasters. Hardware mechanisms that protect computers and data. While hardware may be a source of insecurity, hardware-based or assisted computer security offers an alternative to software-only computer security. Devices such as dongles, case intrusion detection, drive locks, or disabling USB ports or CD-ROM drives may be considered more secure due to the physical access required in order to be compromised. This is important to know for data conservation. Let's summarize. Ethical issues about storage of personal information are now becoming an ever-increasing problem. There are different ethical situations regarding access, security, and the use of hacking in positive and negative situations. Internet privacy is one of the key issues that has emerged since the evolution of the World Wide Web. Internet control is sensitive to violations of both the right to freedom of expression and the right to privacy. A reliable protocol is one that provides reliability properties with respect to the delivery of data to the intended recipient. Copyright is a legal concept enacted by most governments, giving the creator of an original work exclusive rights to it. Software piracy is the unauthorized copying of software. Computer crime refers to any crime that involves a computer and a network. Computer security, also known as IT security, is information security as applied to computers and networks.
Fill in the blanks.